tonight. Welcome out to the senior show, the saddest night of the year. Who's feeling it out there? If you're feeling it tonight, make some noise. What a night we got here. We got 17 kids wrapping up a very beautiful thing here. Some of these kids have been here 4 or 5 years. We've seen them grow up on stage in front of us, and this is their final exam. This show is hand-selected by the kids in the show. There's about 4 or 5 songs that I picked, just so that you would know a few of them, because they usually pick things that you may not have heard before. And then everything else in the show was handpicked by them. Each kid got to pick one song. We'll spotlight them when we get to their song. Are you guys ready for some rock and roll tonight? Let's hear it. This is the most people I've seen here since Weasel Zacco was here. It's awesome to see so much support. Thank you guys for coming out. This song is by Led Zeppelin. It's called The Lemon Song. And we're going to feature Miss Isabel Snyder on vocals and Mr. Jack Flannery on lead guitar. Let's do it. guitar, that was Isabel Snyder. That was the Lemon Song by Led Zeppelin. Okay. We're going to spotlight our first student right here. Do you guys know Vishal Ramola? Let's hear it for Vishal. We've had some great bass players come through this school over the years, and Vishal is right up there with the best of them. He is a nasty bass player. Give you props right now, man. Love this guy. One more time for Vishal, yeah. Vishal picked a Weezer song here for the first, what is that buzz, yeah? Do we know what that is, Eric? Is it the guitar or is that the bass?
DI for the bass again.
The DI for the bass? Can you mute it for right now?
Must be
No?
something else. It's on the guitar amp.
The guitar amp. That's weird. Can you put that on standby? Let's do that for a second. I think Vishal deserves a little quiet time here, yeah? Vishal, what was your first show at School of Rock?
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. What do you remember what year that was?
2015.
So you've been here for about 3 years. You played the bass before you got here because you were pretty good when you got here.
I did play the bass before I got here.
I actually remember Brian Davis coming out and being like, "Yo, that kid's really good." And I was like, "Awesome, let's sign him up." And then he signed up. And what was your first song you played?
Dolly Dagger.
Very cool. All right. And you just wrapped things up with what did you do last season?
Last season I did Police.
The Police, which is a great show for bass players. And we didn't even know that Vishal sang, but when he submitted his song, he's like, "I want to sing." So we're actually going to get to hear him sing this next song. Yeah. We're not done with him yet, though. What are you doing in the fall? What are your plans?
I'm going to Boston.
Boston, and are you Boston U or Boston U? Okay. Doing anything with music, or are you going to be? You're too smart to be a musician.
Playing music.
All right, so Vishal's going to sing this next song. The band is Weezer. You guys know Weezer? You guys still cool enough to know Weezer? The song's called Tired of Sex. Let's hear it for Vishal Ramola. This is his senior song, first one of the night.
So why can't I make it come true? Oh! Oh! Oh, be real. Ashamed of what I say. Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought that was the end of it. All right. Yo, Vishal Ramola one more time, because he had a hell of a run here. Great bass player, great guy, smart guy. Probably gonna like invent the cure for something someday. Okay, let's keep moving along. Our next song is called The Chair. It's by the Res Band, and it was selected by this guy right here, Josh Train. Let's hear it for Josh. We've been joking all night because we've got 17 kids in the show, and he's the only actual drummer in the show. So there's a bunch of other kids that play some drums, but he's the only actual pure drummer. So he did a great job in this show. I haven't gotten to direct him a ton. I think I've gotten to do one show with you, yeah? Corporate Rock, right? We had a great time. He sung Paradise by the Dashboard Lights, and it was amazing, this guy. So what was your first show?
Pearl Jam.
I won't do it. Pearl Jam, okay. And did you sing all of your Pearl Jam songs in that voice that you just... No, that's okay. You did Pearl Jam, you did Corporate Rock. Did you do any other shows with us? 2 shows, right? Summer camps, yeah, okay. And he's been awesome to work with in this show. This is a cool tune that he picked. Wasn't familiar with it, and that's why I love the senior show, because I always learn at least like 8 or 10 new songs and bands. And these kids keep me hip in a certain sort of way. Why'd you pick this song?
It's my dad's favorite song of all time.
Very cool. Let's give a shout out to the dad here. You're the man, Pops. What are you doing in the fall? Any plans?
College.
College? You know where yet?
Hopefully Liberty University.
All right, Liberty University. All right. This is The Chair by Res Band. This is Josh Train. Let's hear it for Josh, please. Every one of these kids has really worked hard and left an impact on the school, and Josh is no different. Enjoy this song, guys. Here we go. they're filming him playing, and she just said, Eric, can you turn this mic up? There you go, yeah. Josh's sister is back there filming, and she said, you know, if I had done my senior show, because she didn't get to do it, she said, if I had gotten to do my senior show, I would have picked the same song, and I would have sang it. So, Dad, they love you, man. They must love you. Let's hear it for the trainers. Josh Train, all right. Okay. We're going to do a song that you guys all know. You guys all know this song by Carole King. It's called I Feel the Earth Move. Let's hear it for Emma Seven right here. Whoa! How many tickets did we give you to give away tonight?
I didn't have enough.
Emma Seven, man, let me tell you now. I love our summer camps, but I'm glad I don't have to run them anymore. But back in the day, I used to run them, and Emma was one of the kids that, there's a handful of kids here tonight that started with a summer camp and went on to do amazing things, and she's one of them. I still remember, she was like sitting right there wearing a beanie in the middle of July and telling me that Justin Bieber was better than the Beatles. I still remember that. And she had a good time, and she signed up, and she did some shows. We did some shows together, and we learned real quick that Emma was a hard worker, but Emma could harmonize, and that was like a skill that we were desperately looking for, man, because sometimes rock school harmonies don't go the way you want them to. So when you find a girl that can sing, you develop that talent, and we did that with Emma. She made our house band for a couple of years. She went on tour with us. We had a great time spreading the gospel of the Downingtown School of Rock all over the country. And we're going to miss her. She's had a great career here. What was her first show at School of Rock?
It was the Beatles in 2013.
The Beatles. And now 5 years later, can we admit that the Beatles are better than Justin Bieber? Can we?
No.
Really? Really? Yo, let's just get the song over with, right? And get her out of here, man. No, first show was the Beatles. What was the last show that you did with us here?
I did Queen.
Queen. And what was your favorite show ever?
I don't know. Funk, soul, and disco, probably.
Funk, Soul, and Disco was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. We should do that show again. What are you doing in the fall? Emma might get the prize for the coolest thing that she's doing in the fall.
I don't want to brag.
Go ahead and brag. Go ahead and brag. Take your moment here.
I'll be at Florida State University, but I'll be spending my first year in London. So.
Now that's awesome, but I'm also kind of like Florida State's like so sunny and awesome, and London is like foggy and like the complete opposite of Florida, you know? But she's going to London via Florida State, then she'll be a Seminole, and we'll probably see her on the sidelines of a Florida State Notre Dame game in a few years, singing with the band or something. She plays piano, she plays guitar, she's going to sing this next song. This is Carole King, I Feel the Earth Move. Let's hear it for Emma Sevick right here. Much love for this guy. Brendan McDonald on the lead guitar over there, Daniel DeCastro on the piano solo, and Emma Sevick on her senior song, I Feel the Earth Move. Okay, we're gonna do a song by The Who, and this is actually a song that I picked. I figured I'd be weeping after the first 3 songs, but I'm actually doing okay so far. But I put this song in the show because we've got this guy Vishal that I talked about earlier, and he's just such a nasty bass player, and I wanted to give him something that we could showcase his chops. So Matt Wariski back here on drums. We're going to talk plenty about him a little bit later. Emma and Isabel on guitar. Dan's going to do the horns on the keys. Josh Train, who we saw play the drums earlier, we're going to hear him sing this next song. This is The Real Me by The Who. All right, we're going to bring things down a little bit here with this next song. Any of you guys like the band Radiohead? Cool. Any of you guys see them last week when they were in Philadelphia? Cool. I was there. Remy was there. Remy got up at like 5 a.m. and somehow got like first row tickets.
She was number 37 in line.
Number 37
for GM.
It was a great show. It was awesome. This song was selected by this guy right here. Let's hear for Kevin Griswold on the bass. He plays a little bit of bass, he plays a little bit of keys. I think I got the pleasure of directing you just one time in Pink Floyd, is that right? Pink Floyd, that was an awesome show. Any of you guys here for Pink Floyd last spring? It was a great, awesome show. Tell us a little bit about you. What was your first rock school show?
Arctic Monkeys versus the Strokes.
Oh, an indie rock show. Okay, cool. So, and that was directed by Eric Anderson, right? Who's in the house doing sound tonight. Let's hear it for Eric Anderson back there. One of our esteemed all-star alumni, former teachers, who still graces us with his presence once in a while. What was the last School of Rock show you did here?
I think it was Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd, all right, so we're going back a little bit. You were in Beck. Beck, all right, it was Beck. Thank you, Matt. Tell us what you're doing in the fall.
Penn State Brandywine, I'm going to be doing marketing there, major.
Very cool. If you ever figure out the Facebook ad thing, come and talk to me because I'm looking for some help, okay? Why'd you pick this song?
It just fits, you know?
No surprises. That's what you want at a senior show, just great music, no surprises. Let's hear it for this guy right here, Kevin Griswold. This is his senior song, No Surprises, sung by Daniel DeCastro. Let's do it.
surprises.
All right, every year I shudder when I let the kids pick the songs. I'm scared to death of what they're going to give me. And every year there's always like one song that I'm like blown away by and love. And this year it's this song, and it's Jillian Smith's song. Let's hear for Jillian. Jillian is a great singer. She's a very awesome kid. She's been here, I think, for 4 years, yeah? I kind of remember signing you up. I remember you and your mom coming in, and like they signed up and left, and I was like, she's never gonna last. And I was so wrong. You're so good and so awesome. This girl like fits in so well and does a great job on all of her songs. She's a kid who's here a lot, and I'm always happy when she's here. And I love hearing her sing, and I love watching her. And I still think she's wearing a wig because her hair is so long and cool that it just can't be real. It's like some mythical force that makes her better at singing than everybody else. Tell us about your first rock school show. What was it?
It was Best of the 70s.
Best of the 70s, which when I suggested that show to Paul Green in like 2007, he's like, all of our shows are Best of the 70s. And I was like, okay. But it actually turned out to be a really cool show, right? It was fun, yeah. And what was your last show?
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan, which may be the best show ever. I don't know. Sounds like some of you guys were here. That was another one of those shows where I was like, I'm never going to be able to top this. I got to get out of here. But you know, the wheel keeps spinning, and you never know what's going to happen. In 2021, we may do the best goddamn AC/DC show that ever happened at School of Rock or something. Where are you going to college in the fall?
VCU Arts in Richmond.
Virginia, VCU Arts in Richmond. I'm sorry to cut you off. Very cool. Why'd you pick this song?
We never get to do stuff like this here because this is a very traditional like rock type music and stuff, and this was just not. And this is the kind of music I like to listen to, so I always wanted to do something like it on stage, and I knew the vocals would be challenging and fun. So.
Yeah, this is a great song. It's very happy, upbeat. You're gonna want to clap your hands. You know, for a bunch of kids who just did a Queen show a few seasons ago, the vocal parts are super challenging, and they knocked it out of the park. Let's hear it for Jillian Smith right now. This song is called I Search of Bliss. The band is of Montreal. Here we go.
Can I really quick give a shout out also? My voice teacher, like this would not have happened without her. We spent probably 5 hours in that vocal room just mapping out these parts. It was not all me. I cannot take all the credit, but I'm very proud of all these people. They did an amazing job.
I'm sorry to like take a second of your time. I'm the worst. But I just wanted to say something real quick. Not on this song. So Jillian and I met in freshman year, and I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry. She came to one of my shows once, and I remember, I don't even know, we were like driving in the car with your dad or something because we were freshmen, couldn't drive, and she started singing harmonies to this song on the radio. And I was like, dude, how can you do that? Like, that's ridiculous. And I was like, you should come to School of Rock with me, it'd be so much fun. She was like, I will never sing in front of anybody, ever. Never. And now she's here. So, I love you.
Eric, that microphone is not working. If you can help us out here.
I mean, I saw that, but it's the game's on and it's not plugged in at the other side. Maybe.
I don't know, but I gotta say some nice stuff about Remy right now, so
That's fine.
I gotta leave that up to you. All right, you guys know this girl, Remy Roskin, right here. Let's hear it for her, man. I'll tell you that every year I do this senior show and it like just crushes your soul, you know, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, we're gonna rebuild the school and make magic. I still got this kid, and this kid, and this kid, and for like the last 3 years, it's like I still got Remy, and now I don't still got Remy. I'm gonna miss this girl. Give me a hug. Yeah. So Remy showed up at summer camp. I think, was it 8th grade? Summer between 8th and 9th? 7th and 8th? Yeah, it's been a long time. I came in one day and everybody was like, you gotta meet this girl, Remy. And I'm like, dude, whatever. Like, she's in summer camp, you know? Like, I've got all these amazing all-stars and house band kids. And it's like, you're talking to me about this 7th grade girl in Bon Jovi camp or whatever it was, you know? And then I met her and I was like, man, Remy's really cool. Like, let's get her to sign up. And she did. And then a bunch of her friends signed up and she made house band, and a bunch of her friends made house band, and we did a lot of great shows together, and she's been a big part of what we've been doing here for the last 4 years. It's going to be bittersweet to see this one go. Tell us what your first show here was.
Classic punk.
Classic punk. I directed the classic punk show. I talked to the kids about it. It was the worst show that I've ever directed here. So if she stuck with us, then we must be doing something right, because I had like 5 10-year-old drummers in the show, and the rule was that you weren't allowed to play any fills because none of them could play a fill and keep a beat, so they just had to keep the basic beat and never do like a kind of drum fill. It was not a good show, but we, you know, they're not always good. It's okay. We grow and we learn, and that's part of the deal. What was your last show here at School of Rock?
My last show was Steely Dan.
Which was the best show that we've ever done here. So God, you've come full circle, man. The best of times, the worst of times. A tale of two cities. What are you doing in the fall?
I'll be going to the Berklee College of Music.
Berkeley, guys, Berkeley. You don't just get into Berkeley for having a pretty face. You gotta be pretty good. And I hope that works out. I hope you come back. And someday we're like, oh yeah, we knew Remy back then. She was here. She was awesome. Remy is our first kid to be inducted in the Wall of Fame tonight. She's done 20 shows here with us. She's been a long-time member of our house band. She's a kid that everybody loves, everybody knows. Our alumni know her, our younger students know her. She has more than made her mark on this school. Let's hear for Remy Roskin, people. That's as close as I'm getting to crying tonight. This is a song by Muse. The band, the song is called Newborn. The band is Muse. Here we go.
And before we start the song, sorry, one of my friends, my best friend, Hannah Lillis, has been to all 21 of my shows, this one being 22. And so I made her a shirt with all of the shows that I've been in. Hannah, come on up. I want to give you your shirt. Thanks for being my biggest fan. Spending all of your Friday and Saturday nights here.
Remy Roskin, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 3 songs left in the first set. You guys having a good time so far? What a night of music. We're bringing out the cello, get ready. Okay, you can, why don't you come over here there, buddy. Let's hear it for this girl, Lauren Cianci, man. What a special kid this is right here. This is a 2-year School of Rock All-Star on the keyboards. A great singer and really just a great all-around person. I don't think there's anybody I've ever met that would say a bad word about you. She does run a peanut butter sweatshop here. No, I'm joking. She's the only kid in the cast that I have a handshake with. Let's show it off here. Yeah, she invented that and taught it to me, and somehow it sticks with me. And she's going into our Wall of Fame as well. Let's hear it for her. School of Rock All-Star, 2 years running, and did 20 shows with us. What was your first show at School of Rock?
Best of the 80s, 2010.
Best of the 80s, 2010, and then you disappeared on us for a little while, right? She came and then she dipped out and we didn't see her for a little while.
Yeah.
And then we did The Wall. And she came back. Were any of you guys here when we did The Wall? Do you guys remember that? We flew a plane from that corner of the building into that corner of the building. And we built a huge wall and we tore it down. And it was my first show as the owner of the school. And the tradition for a long time at School of Rock was when you opened the School of Rock, you did The Wall as your first show, so it felt really special to do that. And I had Lauren in the cast, and I had her older brother Nick, who was an all-star. It was their, I think, last show together, yeah. And I thought we would never see her again, but she made a friend. She made a friend. Is a friend here? Yes, she is. Friend's here, the Doritos, right? We're gonna bring her up in a second. What was your last show at School of Rock?
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan. And what are you going to do in the fall?
I'm going to Belmont University.
Nashville, Tennessee. Yo, is this the coolest picture ever of anybody right here? Should we all be so lucky to have one picture like this in our life where we look that cool? Let's hear for Lauren Cianci right here. She's going to play a Billy Joel song. I love these days. I love this girl. She's worked so hard. I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of all these kids. But I do love this song. And she does a really nice job with it. Here we go. I love these days.
Yeah, so I'm going to bring up a special guest. Like Tom said, when I came back here, actually I came back for One Hit Wonders. And I made a friend that's been my best friend since the first rehearsal when she was on a song and she came off the song and I said, "Good job," and she said, "Thanks, you too," and I wasn't on the song. And since then we've been best friends. And we've never sang a duet together, so I'm going to come bring her up and sing it with me. And her name is Amanda Bassett. Yeah, this song is just about yeah, here we go.
Risky on the piano in her senior song. Let's have love these babies by Billy Joel. All right, man, I see some misty eyes out there. That was a sentimental one. Fortunately, we've got Matt Wariski to bring us some goofy humor and comic relief. Let's hear it for this guy, man. What a kid. What an all-star. What a rock school kid. I think I've told this story 100 times on stage, and I've told it to plenty of people off stage as well, because it speaks to just what kind of transformation happens here. But I directed a show called Y2K. I think it was back in 2000 and something. It had to be 4 or 5 years ago, right? 14, 13, something like that. A bunch of these kids did it as their first show, Matt and Daniel and some of the other kids. But I remember coming in and somebody saying, yeah, this Matt Wariski kid signed up and he only wants to do Y2K because he only likes the band Green Day, and he heard there might be a Green Day song in it. So if you can't put him in the show, he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do a show. So I was like, are you kidding me? Like, he's not, you know, he just signed up and he's already telling me what to do. I hate this kid. But like nobody signed up for that show that season, so we put all the new kids in it, and a bunch of them turned out to be amazing rock school kids. I put them on the Green Day song, which I never do, but it just worked out, and I hated the Green Day song, and the girl who sang it didn't sing loud, and it was a whole thing. But man, if this kid didn't turn out to be one of the best ever. He's an amazing guitar player. He plays piano and trumpet and harmonica. Somewhere along the line, he figured out how to be a great drummer. And he's just a great person all around. Everything I've ever asked him to do, he's done it with all the heart and passion and love that you could ever expect from a rock school kid. One of the coolest things that's ever happened at the school last year, or 2 years ago, Dweezil Zappa showed up at one of our Zappa shows and actually sat in and played with the kids. And it all started because Matt sent a little Instagram message to him, and his wife saw it and replied, and they happened to be flying back into Philly that day, and they showed up, they called, and they were like, hey, this is Dweezil Zappa. Is it okay if we come to your Frank Zappa show? And we were like, are you kidding? Like, come and meet the kids and do a class. And so I got this little gift right here from Matt that I've never told anybody about, but when Dweezil showed up, he was doing like a Kickstarter campaign for his records. So I made a donation on behalf of the school, and one of the gifts we got was his album on vinyl autographed, and I want to give that to Matt right now because that was like the coolest thing that ever happened to him. He deserves this. So. I'm not done yet. Matt's a special kid, so he gets a couple extra minutes here. We've got his Wall of Fame picture right here. He's going up on the Wall of Fame. 20 shows, School of Rock All-Star, 2 years in a row. This kid's legit. I put him up there with any kid that's gone through the program. Tell us real quick, we know your first show was Y2K, and I'm sure your last show was Steely Dan. What was your favorite show that you've done here?
Probably Zappa.
Zappa, okay, because Dweezil showed up. If Donald Fagen had come to watch us play Steely Dan, maybe that would make the list. Tell these wonderful people what you're doing in the fall.
I'm going to go to Columbia College, Chicago, studying music.
Cool, Columbia. What do you think about deep dish pizza? Let's get into it.
Good, I like it.
What do you guys think about deep dish pizza? All right. Matt's going to Chicago. He's got a lot of talent. I don't know what he's going to do. He might be one of those kids who's too smart to be a musician. He might want to make money, or he might actually go out and do something awesome. But I'll be rooting for him. I'll be cheering for him. I hope you guys will too. Follow this kid, Matt Wariski. Let's hear it for him. He picked the Frank Zappa song. This is Montana here. Let's do it.
This song is about dental floss. Hope that brightens things up. Moving to Montana soon. that I can sell up the town. By myself, I wouldn't have no boss, 'cause I'd be raising my lonely dental floss.
Raising my lonely dental floss.
I'd grow me some bees, but I'd leave the sweet stuff for somebody else. But then on the other hand, I will keep the wax and melt it down, pluck some floss and swish it around. I'd have me a crop, and it'd be all top. That's why I'm moving to Montana. To Montana soon. Gonna be a dental floss tycoon.
To Montana soon. Gonna be a dental floss tycoon.
big and riding all along the borderline with a pair of heavy-duty zircon-encrusted tweezers in my hands. Every other wrangler would think I was mighty grand. And I'd be on top. That's why I'm moving on right along the border with my tweezers gleaming in the moonlighty night. And then I get a cup of coffee, give my foot a push. Every other wrangler. I wouldn't have no boss. I'd be raising my lonely dental loss. I just choke back on the ride, the cowboy. Forgot the words, I'm sorry. Yes. I might just choke back on and ride like a cowboy into the dawn again.
We got one more song in the first set. I hope you guys are having a good time. I know it's a long show, but hopefully you're feeling the magic out there. We got 17 kids saying farewell to us tonight. This last song, we're going to feature Miss Jillian Smith on vocals. I put this song in the set because I love hearing her sing, and I picked this song specifically for her. So she's going to sing it. We got Maisie Meyer joining us here on the cello, which is always a pleasure. This is a song I've actually never done, and I've always wanted to do. And did we do it in Y2K? I don't remember that at all. Okay, we've done it once before, but it wasn't that memorable. So we're going to try to make it better. Tonight, sorry Donna Forbes, I'm sure it was great, but you were like 11 when we did it. Jillian Smith sending us out here with the first set. Please don't leave. We got a bunch of kids doing their final songs with us in the second set. Are you having a good time tonight down in town? Let's hear it. Let these kids feel the love. This is Rolling in the Deep.
I'm not really sure how to top what just happened here.
There is a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, it's bringing me out. you.